Order number 47. Number 47, your order's ready.
Fresh from taking a shot of 42.
It's not even 5 o'clock right now.
It's 4:24. That's 42 backwards.
Or
forward.
frontwards.
And forward.
And everywhere, yeah.
Just all
Yeah.
around 42.
It's 42.
It's going to be an
Welcome
interesting episode, man.
Back to Fourth Mill Headliner Music Club, and we have a special guest. Well, E-Rock's not special, but we got Karim
I
in the
agree
building.
with
Here we
all
go.
of that, by the
You're
way.
special, but you've been on the podcast before.
I've been on podcasts before.
It's
been on a
15th
podcast.
episode.
15, because I have to beg, you know? So
I'm excited to have you both on because you guys both represent Zen. We just formed a new partnership with Headliner Music Club. But Karim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm happy
Excited
to be
to have
here.
you. Yeah, excited to have
Awesome.
you here. And it's important to have you on because this is something we've never done on the podcast. It's all like DJs talking about DJ stuff, learning. But we want to learn from the outside. What is the outside and massive brands? What do you look at as far as DJs? Because you have a lot of DJs on your brand ambassador program.
For sure.
Just Incredible, myself. E-Rock is kind of on both sides.
He's like mascot. Kind
He's a mascot.
Yeah.
He's a mascot. He's an intern. He's an assistant. No, I'm just
hey,
kidding.
man, I'm a utility guy.
So
man.
what's your actual title for Zen?
So I am the entertainment marketing manager.
Got it.
I would say I'm the owner, but I can't do that because the owner's here.
The owner's here. And Karim, you CEO, founder, etc.
Executive assistant, janitorial engineer, whatever
do
it
it all.
takes. Yeah.
You definitely don't.
100%.
The Don Dada.
Don Dada.
100%, whatever it takes.
The drinker.
Yeah, no, I'm the official drinker of the Zen team. I mean, he basically since
Hey,
he
you
lost
can have that
since he
title.
lost 70 pounds, like it's been
So let's just talk about the shoes you're wearing right now. Because all right, first let's explain what Zen is to people listening. I know they hear it and they see it, but let's give them a quick rundown to what Zen is.
So Zen is a kind of multi-dimensional digital platform that, like when I was looking at kind of the landscape a year and a half, 2 years ago, of what the experience is online and shopping and just everything to do with the culture, it just felt like there was room for improvement. It felt like there was room for a company that would come in and you know be more aspirational and do more events and just create more kind of energy and hype around the culture. So was able to start.
And
Zen.
yes, you guys did. The first launch was last year, ComplexCon.
November ComplexCon. So it's basically our 1 year
Everybody was
anniversary.
talking about that.
Yeah, and it was cool because no one had any idea what we were at the time. I mean, people still, in some cases, don't know who we are, but you know, like to come out of nowhere and have an activation that really kind of taught the stories behind, you know, the countries, the biggest countries in sneaker culture and the biggest sneakers within those countries, as well as kind of pay tribute to the TV show that we do with Complex, has been
Shoe
a lot
Origins.
of fun. It was Soul Origins, yeah.
Sorry.
Soul Origins, which launched last year around October. We had our second season this past year, 2 months ago. Response has been super cool. It's been
Have
great
Don C
traveling the
on
world.
there.
Yeah, we had Don C, Marcus Jordan, Aleli. Like we've had a lot of amazing guests that have really kind of like helped tell their story about the culture. And one thing that I mean we've noticed is obviously the how close music and sneaker culture are, and the crossover. And that's why like a lot of like, I mean, when you look at music, DJs really do run music. You know what I mean? Like without a DJ, there is no music. You know what I mean? And to be able to kind of partner with, you know, great DJs like yourself and I mean, kind of E-Rock. but to be able to...
I'm
to
only
have-
here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let you guys know, okay?
That's right. But yeah, so to be able to kind of partner with guys like you guys that are, you know, both DJs and, you know, sneaker enthusiasts and collectors is really kind of a fun way to cross these cultures that are part of each other but don't always cross over.
Definitely. I think shoes in general are a big part of just hip hop culture. Like obviously the DJ world is a big part of hip hop as well, but just shoes in hip hop, you see every artist is like, what are they wearing? Like, and there's collab, like some of the biggest, like this is a basketball shoe and they want the Travis Scotts.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a rapper and he has one of the most like expensive or like resale wise Jordans out. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Absolutely.
But then you also have people like Kendrick, you know, that did
Cortez.
with the Reebok
And Reebok.
Cortez as well.
Yep.
Eminem has done the Jordan 4s that are going for what,
Carhartts,
50 grand?
yeah.
How much are those going for?
The Carhartts probably go for, I mean, 20, 30 if you're lucky. It's just not, I mean, it's super hard to find. Like, Travis recently has done, I think, the best job of creating, like, commercially successful product that's across multiple styles. And then, I mean, obviously Kanye before him kind of paved the ground for the new era. And he does his own shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, zero crossover, zero. There's brand new styles from scratch, which is, I mean, super impressive because you see
that's not easy to do.
Nah.
To
Absolutely
create a
not.
new silhouette is very tough.
It's almost impossible. I mean, like, it's one of those, especially like, you have to be cool enough to make something cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's radically different than taking a Jordan 2 or 3 and just putting a color on it. Like, to be able to be cool enough to create your own style and have people mess with it from jump is wild.
It's hard.
It's wild.
Who besides Kanye do you think can pull that off?
I think Travis can. Like,
Think so?
I think that because Travis has always been a shoe guy.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing Travis 8-10 years ago,
Yeah.
like rocking shit that nobody around him knew what it was, but you could tell that he really
He knew.
respected what it
And
was and all that.
And he kind of came from that camp. You know,
100%.
he produced a lot of Kanye early.
For sure. And I mean, Houston culture too. Like, when you
Yeah.
look at, like, Houston has always been a big sneaker city. What was cool about him though was, like, I mean, he had like an SB thing to him too, like, which is kind of unusual for the genre in some cases. But it's really kind of dope to see how many people. I mean, because you got to figure, like, the golden era of SB was probably 20 years ago, 15 years ago. But when you look at whether it's Travis or you look at even Migos, like, now you've got Offset wearing 20-year-old SBs. I have to say that's because of Travis.
I agree.
Like, because he's rocking them shits, like, and people are just like, what are those? Like, oh, those are the Freddy Kruegers. What the hell is the Freddy Krueger?
I think Travis 100% brought them back.
100%.
Because they were kind of crickets for a while. Like, I was obsessed with SBs
Yep.
back in 2004, 2005. I had a manager connect that, the Active in Burbank.
Oh, wow.
So the Diamond, the Tiffany's, the Dunk, everything retail, bro.
You got the Jedis there too.
Jedis. I mean,
you were talking about that.
My collection was crazy, and that was back in 2004, 2005. And then after 5 years, or maybe even less, it was just like, all right, Air Maxes, Jordans. Jordans even had a moment where it was like kind of crickets for Jordans, and then
Went up
now
and
it's
down.
just like, now it's just insane. But let's talk about, you know, for the DJs listening, because it's important to know that there's more than just getting money from a gig and chasing like gig money. Like, you can actually build partnerships and partner up with brands and get extra income if you play your cards right, if you do it well, right? Like, meaning have a certain look in your social media where people, because everyone looks at that right first.
It's your business card.
Yeah, like, from what, you know, I got the Zen deal, I have a 1942 deal. Like, my manager showed them my Instagram, and they look at everything. If you're like just doing some dumb shit on social media, it reflects that. You know, like, they're gonna see that, like, he doesn't fit our brand. You have to fit the brand. So for you, do you look at DJs, because obviously, like, there's a certain amount of following and influence they have to have, but you have to say, okay, this guy knows how to dress. I like his shoe selection. Like, he fits the brand, right?
I think it's ultimately it's about authenticity.
Right.
Like, do you really fuck with it? Like, as opposed to, like, you know, something that is a part-time thing. Like, with guys like you, like E-Rock, Friends, and Justin, like, you guys really love shoes. Like, it is something that, like, in some cases, I'm sure in your lives, you've taken shoes over money.
Oh, for
like,
sure,
just
yeah.
because, like, it's so hard to get a shoe. Like,
100%.
you'd rather have, and that's something that, I mean, as someone that's running a shoe company now, like, or a shoe retailer, that's the most important thing is it authentic? You know what I mean? Like, and that's something that, and that being said, I mean, anybody can become a part of sneaker culture. Like, you don't have to have 2,000 pairs in your closet, or you don't have to have like a $20,000 pair of shoes. Like, if you just learn to love it and you wear it and you rock and you love that, then that makes you part of the culture too. You know what I mean? So I think for me, like, the first thing I wanted to do was people that I actually like genuinely liked. And people that are authentic to the culture,
Right.
that would do it whether I was giving them shoes or not.
So how did E-Rock fit in this?
I was about to say, I knew something was coming.
I mean, he hung out at the office a lot. and,
Okay.
I mean, like, he
I
was
was just like one of those guys
No,
that, like,
he,
you know.
he has a crazy shoe collection forever. I'm just messing with you.
yeah.
No, I really did hang out at the office a lot. Though.
No, like, literally both offices. There was a pre-office
Because
to
you
the
guys
Zen
have
thing.
history before Zen was born.
Yeah, no, and that's why it's so amazing that I still talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the most impressive part of this.
You know that part of the conversation when he was saying, like, hey, some people will take shoes over money. Like, I have no choice. I'd have to
You
take
had to
shoes.
take
No, we wouldn't pay him actual money ever.
He still didn't get paid.
No, like,
Dinners and shoes.
nah, but the beauty of E is, like, he'll do it for old schools. Like, he wouldn't necessarily. It doesn't require a lot. Like, he'll.
Yeah, I don't need a grail. Like, you know.
I mean, he does on occasion.
What's the
I don't
most,
get it, though, so
what's
it's
the
fine.
most expensive pair of shoes you have?
I don't know, man. That's a hard question.
Is it?
Man. Yeah, it's a very hard question.
No, one has to stand out.
No, well, I mean, long story short, I had actually sell a lot of my shoes in order to move down here. So it's like there was a lot that I had then that are probably worth a lot now. But
Okay,
then I'd say probably, I know it sounds kind of weird, but like, damn, man. I don't know. I think, I have a pair of Yeezy Red Octobers that don't fit me, and that's probably it
Too
right
small
now.
or too big?
Too big.
How big?
10 and a half.
Oh, that's stupid. I was gonna take him.
Pause.
I was gonna take him. How big?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now you say you got rid of a lot of shoes. What's the one shoe you regret getting rid of?
I don't know.
I got rid of the Dunks.
Yeah.
You got rid of the What the
before
Dunks?
The
spike?
I regret that.
I don't know.
I bought them at retail.
Yeah.
And I used them because I used my shoes,
Yeah.
and they were like not beat, but they were used, like not
Yeah.
even like damn near desktop. They were used,
But even if they're used,
and
mean,
I
they
still sold them for
resale,
like
pretty.
800 or something, which is like great.
Yeah. No, and that's
But now they're I think a lot more.
they're probably 2, 3, and
2,000.
that's kind of the, and I mean we've really looked at kind of like our collection of shoes, like. So initially, like I put my personal collection in and wanted to tell the story around those shoes and give some of them away, just to give people access to it. But it's been amazing to see kind of like the value of the collection, now, because the value of these shoes are going up. There's a finite number of shoes that exist still. Like What the Dunks in a size 10, there
Right.
might be 20 pairs left in the world.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
you think about just the amount of time that's passed since they came out.
That's true.
The amount of pairs that have been worn, and then like just the amount of pairs that are sitting in some weird like shop with shrink wrap. Like
Yep.
there might be 4 pairs, 5 pairs in the entire world that are like
That's
accessible.
Yeah, are accessible. Yeah,
And the messed up part is like if no one wears them, they will fall apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
So like these shoes are literally like disintegrating.
Yep.
So that's why I always tell people like wear your shoes, enjoy that shit, because even if you try not to, they're going to fall apart.
yeah. Now let me ask you, what's the most expensive pair of shoes you have?
So I don't know, man.
I
Like,
know you have a lot.
No, I mean, but so I had the great fortune of working for Nike for a while. I've been in retail most of my life. So between the stores that I worked at or the company I worked at, I didn't pay resale for almost anything.
You put your time in.
Like, no, I mean, and I blackmailed and bribed a lot of people to give me shit. No, I'm kidding. No, but that's really true though. So like, I always wore sample size. So I'm a size
shit.
9, 9.5, which most samples are.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was getting my hands on like early SB samples and I mean like a bunch of crazy stuff. So it's really hard to say like true value. I mean I have auto lace mags that are probably reselling for $40,000-$50,000 right now.
Wow.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So my most coveted pair of shoes though is a pair of college dropout Air Max 180s.
Wow.
And that I don't know. I've heard like there's 5 pairs in the world or something like that. They
Wow.
never made it to production. But yeah, Kanye almost had
I don't even think I've seen those.
a Nike shoe before he had a Nike shoe. Like that was college dropout. They're Max 180s, black, red, blue, a little bit of like animal print on them.
Damn.
But those
Have
are-
you seen those?
No, I haven't seen it, but
Yes,
how much
you
do
have.
those go for?
Yes, you have. You've seen.
Have
them.
I?
You went to
I've seen the- he has-
Complex Con. I wore them at Complex
That's
Con.
I've seen the
you did,
Bapes
yeah.
he has, right? There's Bapes. Yeah, I've seen those.
Those are the college dropout shoes that came out.
Okay, those
there was,
came out.
There was a pair of Nikes that were supposed to come out that year, and they never
So
made it.
those go for more than the pair that you wore this past Saturday, which were
I have no idea what I wore.
this guy wore a pair of Eminem 4s. Like,
Oh,
to his
yeah. I
To the
saw that.
club, yeah.
yeah,
To the club. Club shoes.
Those are Carhartt. That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Quite incredible.
Super.
So those
30,000?
we would say-
No,
yeah.
whatever.
Right?
They weren't. You weren't. I wore them, so I don't know.
So anyway, let's go back to let's go back to give us some advice, man, because that's what we're all about on this
Gotcha.
podcast. So for an up and coming DJ, what's some advice you could give to market themselves or brand themselves? And it doesn't have to be shoes. It can be like someone, if there's something you're into, like tacos, for example. Like
Coffee.
let's put coffee. Like I'm saying, like I'm gonna use Vice as an example. Like with tacos, he went so hard on Instagram eating tacos, And now he'll show up to gigs or his birthday party. It's like a presentation of tacos. So now he can go open a taco truck or a taco stand or a restaurant, and it just fits his brand. It's going to do well. His following is going to go there because he just built it up and made it just seem authentic and fun and cool, where it just like worked, right?
That's the most important thing.
So just keep
Be
it authentic.
I mean, but be confident with it. Like, I think that's the toughest thing is, like, I think most people when, especially as a DJ or even a musician, artist, whatever, like, as you're developing your brand, sometimes you get insecure in what you want to represent because there's other things that are working. So you won't represent the taco thing, or you won't because it's not something that you think is going to be received well by customers or brands. But that's not true. Like, I think that the most important thing is accepting what your loves are, representing them as much as you can, utilizing your social platforms, and being in the public eye as an opportunity to do that, and then really kind of embracing it and being happy about it. Like, not trying to switch up every 10 seconds.
I've gotten everything. You know what I mean? So obviously, what you invest, you reap. You know what I mean? So
I've gotten DMs from like young DJs asking for advice, and I'm like, I'll go to their page. Let me see their page, and there's 0 photos or videos of them DJing. It's just normal like life, friends, family stuff, and I'm like, and like no DJ name as their handle. I'm like, well, doesn't even like. First, you want to show people you DJ.
Yeah.
Then, like, we could start there. Mm-hmm. Like, post videos or photos, have a DJ name. That, like, build that, because right now, if you tell someone you're a DJ, they're gonna your Instagram page is like your resume, your blog, it's your
everything.
Business card. It's your business card.
Straight up.
It has to show everything you represent. Everything.
Absolutely.
And like and you should care about it because it represents you. Like big brands like Zen, like Don Julio 42, like they look and are, all right, he's a fit. Or you know what? He's not a fit. He has like strippers and titties on his gram. It doesn't really fit our brand. Like you got to be careful with what you align yourself with too. Because there's another example. I'll use Five. Like Five started, he's a foodie and he was eating a lot of ramen back when he was bigger. And there was a restaurant that opened in Vegas, in downtown Vegas, a ramen spot. They gave him a percentage. They gave him ownership just because they wanted him to rep it,
That's amazing.
And it was that easy.
Yeah, it was completely authentic too. Amazing. It was something he believed in, something that, he loved doing, so it was like natural, for him to be aligned with that.
Yeah, that's super important. It's super important.
Cool. Well, there it is, man. Any advice, just hit us up at DJ E-Rock, at Karim Wasabi.
at Zen.
At Zen, of course. At Zen, at Headliner Music Club, at Eric Dlux. Let us know any questions. We're here for, to give advice, answer any questions.
Yeah, as long as you don't ask for shoes.
Yeah, don't ask for shoes.
Don't ask for shoes.
And look out for some crazy drops on Zen, because I've seen some things that are in the works. Probably for Complex Con.
Yep.
Which is coming up real soon, so be on the lookout.
Yeah, and definitely stop by Complex Con in Long Beach if you're in the area. Come say hi, grab some merch. There's going to be some crazy stuff coming out for sure.
But again, don't ask for shoes.
Yeah, don't ask for shoes. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't ask for anything,
But I ask for shoes all the time. So
yeah, but we expect that of you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.